is time now for all things current in California politics. Let's welcome back the man in the know, Rich Eisen of Capital Weekly publication. Rich, good to see you again. There are 8 Democratic candidates for governor, or several of them, not polling or fundraising well. Yeah. One has dropped out of the race, as asked, Ian Calderon, so as to not splinter the vote in June. Is it dangerous for some of the Democrats who are remaining in, who are not polling well, that they do stay in?
Well, I don't know if it's dangerous necessarily to them in this environment. I mean, I think there was a time where if, they would have crossed the party orthodoxy, there definitely could have been some consequences for them long term. But I don't know. I don't see that quite so much in this particular party. I mean, Rusty Hicks is the Democratic Party chairman here in California. He made it very clear, public request, and essentially 8 of the 9 ignored him. They don't do that if they really felt like there was going to be some repercussion for them.
So it's only super dangerous in this case if ultimately 2 Republicans win in June, and that is the thing that would be the most dangerous for all these Democrats to stay in, but clearly that's not seen as likely.
I don't think it's seen as likely right now because, again, if you look at the polling, sure, the Republican candidates right now are at the top. But, the biggest number still are the people who haven't even focused on the race yet or are undecided. Right. I think at the end of the day, most Democratic insiders think that, more than likely, when people actually go to put a vote down on paper, or and slot their vote, it's going to be for a Democratic candidate, and there won't be 2 Republicans in that final vote. But I will say, yes, if that does happen,
right?
There's going to be blame getting thrown around big time.
Absolutely. So Governor Newsom recently quoted as saying the U.S. should reconsider its military support for Israel, calling Israel an apartheid state. Now, does it seem like he has more of a beef with Netanyahu than Israel specifically?
Well, and to be clear, he was quoting Thomas Friedman of the New York Times when he said that, because Friedman is the one who actually called Israel an apartheid state. And so Newsom very quickly went to clarify, he's on this national book tour right now, and he went to clarify that he was speaking specifically about Netanyahu and not Israel in the broader sense. So yes, some people might look at that as walking it back a little bit, which is, is fair, but he was quoting, Thomas Friedman when he said that.
Got it. So all the national polling that I'm seeing for president right now, 2028, not only has Newsom as the Democratic frontrunner, but in heads-to-heads with J.D. Vance, he's leading Vance by anywhere from 5 to 7%. So what would be a reason, after all that's been said and where we are now, that Newsom would not run?
I can't think of one, not one legitimate one. I mean, look, we've been watching this train coming for a long time. I mean, barring something dramatic that has been, that's unforeseen right now, it is hard for me to imagine that all of this is not going to lead to a very well-funded and, given his history, a very well-organized presidential campaign. I would be stunned beyond words if he did not run for president after all this.
Okay, a lot of people feel that way. Rich Eisen, thank you as always, Capital Weekly's editor-in-chief.